In this week's Forex forecast, we'll break down gold, GBPUSD, GBPJPY, and USDJPY. I'll walk you through the critical price zones, the market structure shifts I'm watching, and the high probability setups that could shape your trading decisions this week. So real quick, let's just start with the gold trade and see what price has for us. And of course, I'm just going to start from maybe a 4-hour or even the daily, whichever, as long as it's, based on the higher time frame, right? So if you watch my last video, I talked about this level as our previous high, and of course this level right here is our previous low. Yes, nothing has changed. We just trying to follow along what price has been doing, right? And yeah, we understand that gold gave us this right here is a good continuation right here, something like this. And of course we had a good impulse move based on news. We had an impulse phase, and I was anticipating that I could have seen maybe gold dropping something like this before we catch amazing move, but then gold never did that, right? So let's just try to analyze this market and try to see what price currently doing. And with that being said, I think we should cater for major key levels. We have this is all right there. Try to extend. I think it makes sense, right? Now try to understand how the market is reacting basically right here, right? That pattern basically just tells me that there's that possibility that we might see maybe gold continuing to drop, which is something that I really needed and I really anticipated, right? Now if you look at this, we've had the market giving us an high, an impulse phase, low, impulse phase, and now we've not seen maybe a good correction before maybe touching the sky. Now what if we have these, just in case, have it right there, you never know, so that we understand what price might do. At the same time, we should have this level right there as a major key zone too. So our anticipation is just to see what gold will try to do once it touches this level. If it continues breaking right here, then this should be a good place to look for our entry property. And with that being said, I think now she's giving us an amazing pattern right here, right? So for me, I think if the moment I see gold taking out this low right here, then that is going to be a good thing. In essence, we should be having a good something like this, a good continuation. So my anticipation will to see, let's just bring this right there. My anticipation is to see maybe gold continue dropping, and I'll see something like this, a reaction around that level. Now once I get that confirmation, that will be a good sign to look for that amazing buy entry. Now somebody will be like, yo, why can't you look for that buy, that sell position if you anticipate that sell? Remember, I'm looking for buys, not sales, right? And if I was to look for sales, this market was supposed to be giving me a bearish momentum, right? So right now somebody will be like, yo, you're anticipating a bearish momentum, but then to me that bearish momentum will be like a pullback, right? So that is what I'm anticipating on gold. At the same time, those who trade order blocks, I believe so, you understand that there's that possibility that the market might go back to retest this level right there, and grabbing liquidity probably. That is what we anticipate, in essence, to come back to retest this trend line, for us to look for amazing buys. But then at the same time, it might do that, then comes back. Now we need to understand the reaction around this level. In essence, if it gives us another bearish confirmation, that is the only time I should be looking for sales. That is to target this level right here, right? Because that will be a good possible head and shoulder. I hope you guys can see that, right? So this is going to be a very crucial zone. Let me just delete this. This is going to be a very crucial zone right here, because I want to see gold reaction around this level. If it gives us bullish confirmation, then I think that is when we should be looking for our entry property, right? So the next one, I think we should be looking for GBPJPY, right? Now quick pause before we continue with GBPJPY. I want to highlight today's partner, which is XAUUSD. They are one of the most trusted global brokers, down for ultra tight spread, lightning fast execution, and reliability even during major events like NFP or CPI, right? So let me just talk you through. Personally, I like working with XAUUSD because they create conditions that actually help traders. Let me just show you that help traders stay consistent. So if you like to check them out, I've dropped a link in my description. Of course, you can also check that in the comment or the pin comment below, right? Now one thing amazing, once you use my link, I'll also I give you access to free copy trading. That is copy trading my signal, right? I'll add you to my premium gang. So you guys can have good signals, right? So this is signals right here, you guys should check them out right there. You see we have instant withdrawals, funds sent within seconds with seamless transaction. We have swap free trading accounts. We have more speed, less slippages, so much thing. I think right now Exness is one of the best broker, and you guys should check them out. So real quick, I think we should dive into our GBPJPY and continue with this amazing analysis. So right over here, let's start our analysis maybe from the daily time frame and see what GBPJPY has been doing basically. Right now, based on our last analysis, we understand that GBPJPY basically was closing at a very crucial zone right there. Now this zone has stayed solid. The market has tried to break out of this level, but then for some time the market has failed to break out of this level, right? So what happens? We need to just understand how price is reacting around those level, right? If price fails to break out of that level, the next place that it might go back to retest should be the support, right? But then that is just my anticipation until we understand the market direction, the market action, price reaction, right, around those certain zones. And then I think we should not forget about this level there. So real quick, I think let's just hit the H4 and try to understand market reaction around this level right there. So what is price doing basically right here? This is what we need to understand right here. We need to understand the structure that the market is forming over here, right? So if you don't see anything, I think we should just flip our screen, something like this. I don't like flipping screens if I don't see good patterns, right? So yeah, I think I should see what the market is doing at the H1. Remember guys that these are just my anticipation, and if I don't see price giving me my edge, I never take these trades. I stay away until price gives me its direction, right? So as of now, we can have this as our last low, new low that the market created, and also have this right there as a new high, right? So right now we see that the market is also moving sideways. We understand that we had the key levels, this one right there, and of course this level right here. Right now also inside or within those two levels, we've seen price playing around those levels, right? So like I said before guys, so for a good amazing entries and a good confirmation, price has to break out of this zone. If I'm supposed to look for sales, I need to see price maybe coming back, reacting around this level. Once it gives me a confirmation, that will be a good sign for sales, right? And also vice versa, I need to see price going up, coming back for a retest. That's when I think I should be looking for buys on a GBPJPY. So I think I should look out for GBPUSD and then USDJPY, I think. But then let's make GBPUSD the last one, because now we are dealing with JPY. So let's talk about USDJPY real quick and see what price has for us. Good. Now I'll hit the H4 and see what price is doing right there. Now okay, if you watch also our last video, we catered about on this level, catered for that level right there, and also we had this level right there. So USDJPY is also moving sideways. Now we also had this as a possibility before price moved. We had this right there. The reason why I had that was because I was seeing a possible kind of head and shoulder, the market doing its thing, right? So to me, I was like, okay, we had an impulse, all this correction, impulse, and now another bigger version of a correction. Then now on Friday we had a impulse right there based on news. So right now, what if we cater for this also as another correction? So let's see what H1 has for us, right? So this is what I see. I'll need to adjust these levels too right there, and I'll try to drag this or clone it and have it right there, right? So all I need to see is how USDJPY wants to play around this channel that we've just come up with. So probably my anticipation is to see reaction. If it rejects, then that will be a good possibility that she might want to drop. Then if she goes up with maybe buyers coming in, will be another opportunity for me to watch for sales. Once I see price breaking, then that will be a good confirmation to see maybe looking for amazing sales, right? But as of now, I'm not seeing any buys until USDJPY takes out this level right there, right? So yeah, that is what I'm seeing on USDJPY. So let me look into GBPUSD and see what she's doing too. Let's have it right there, and start this analysis on H4 real quick right there. Right here. Good. Now yesterday I was almost looking for buy or entry opportunity, because I thought GBPUSD would have given me that buy opportunity, but then price never gave me a confirmation. Like I said guys before, if price doesn't give me an entry opportunity, I don't do anything, right? I just stay away, right? So my anticipation was we had a possible inverse head and shoulder right here. This was a possible inverse head and shoulder right there. So I was to look for amazing buys. At the same time, if you checked, I also saw this as an impulse. Now all this was a correction, right? So heading over to the H1, let's hit that real quick. To the H1, I saw this as a good confirmation, continuation right there. So let's just drag this also to clone, right? So something like this. So it kind of makes sense basically, right? So I think I should also adjust this, maybe have it right there, right? So for me to look for GBPUSD buys, I need to see price doing away with this downtrend, right? I need to see the market continue dropping and then see reaction around this resistance, then before I look for my amazing buy opportunity. But for now, price is still reacting around this channel right here that we've just come up with, this one right here. So I'm just watching and seeing what she's made of, right? But then if it turns to a sales, then that means GBPUSD has to break out of this level right there. And once it breaks, remember, let's just say it breaks something like this. In fact, let me just remove everything, and let's talk about sales just in case, right? So the moment GBPUSD breaks out of this level, yeah, so I need it to do this break something like this, then that's a good confirmation. Then I'll need a retest. In essence, we should be having a good trend, something like this, I think so. So I'll need that retest. So first thing I need to see is a reaction around this retest. If it gives me a confirmation for sale, I'll look for sale. But then if it keeps going back, I'll be anticipating she's going to retest this trend line right there, and once I get a confirmation, I'll be looking to go in for shorts, maybe targeting this level right there. So that is what I'm seeing on a GBPUSD. So it's just understanding how price reacting around those levels. That is what I keep preaching, right? Once you identify those key levels, all you need to do is just understand what price is doing around those level, right? So that is it for today's focus on a gold, GBPUSD, GBPJPY, and USDJPY. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. And of course, check out Exness using the link below if you want a reliable broker for your trading journey. Also check out my Telegram link in the description box below, and see you in the next video. Adios amigos.